Welcome to the Studio U class. This is Stacy Croninger, and we have Roxanne here with us to do the presentation. And Brooke's frantically watching all your questions so that she can make sure and answer any questions you have throughout the evening. We are excited to have this fall family and fun class, and I thought it was rather appropriate that, for those of you who like football, that tonight is the opening season of football, which to me means fall. So I was like, wow, how appropriate. We're having one of the first fall activities. We're having our fall class. All is right with the world. So again, we're glad you're here joining us. And we will start off with telling you that for this month, you can save 10% when you order your 11 by 14 prints. You have till the end of September. So this month, you get a little bit of extra time since we're holding class a little earlier. But I believe Roxanne's going to show you some fun ways that you can take advantage of those 11 by 14 prints. It's a great time of year to get those set up, whether you're doing them for wall displays, for the holidays. You know, there's so many fun things you can do. So 10% on 11 by 14 prints for the month of September. And we're going to start off, before we get going, giving away some points this evening. So we'll do that 3 different times. And this first time, we're going to give some points to Dawn Kiss. Dawn, you're going to get 25 points just for showing up for class tonight, and we appreciate you joining us. And about halfway through, Roxanne, if you'll just give me the high sign, and we will give away some more points at that point. But for now, I'm going to turn it over to Roxanne and let her share all the fun things she's come up with this month.
Wonderful. Thank you, Stacy. Well, I'm with you. I love the fall. Many of us say that fall is our favorite season, and I absolutely love it. I love the cooler temperatures. I love football, bonfires and s'mores, hot apple cider, carving pumpkins. The list just goes on and on. So I'm glad we're doing this class a little bit early this time so we can kind of get a jump and start our holiday, fall decorating around the house, and having those seasons change will just be wonderful. So we're going to start off with some fall-themed templates for your family fun, and I'm going to show you a lot of 11 by 14 prints as we get started here. We have so many different 11 by 14 templates to choose from in the gallery. Our favorite, preferred version is the vertical. It seems to frame and mat really nicely and display well. We do have several options for the horizontal or landscape option as well. We've got templates that have photos, some that are word art, some are a combination. There's lots of different things that you can do, but I love these creative options here. This first one is actually a couple of years old now, but it is wonderful. It's one of our top sellers for the Thanksgiving holiday. It's just so cute how the Subway word art forms the little turkey, and it's just a quick customization with your last name here. Many of these, too, that I'm showing tonight would actually make wonderful hostess gifts if you're going to someone else's house. Just for just a regular dinner and a bonfire maybe, or for a Thanksgiving dinner, this would be a great gift to bring to the hostess. We have photo options here, really adorable. It could be, family photo session that you did this fall. Another fun Subway one with all the fun sayings, crisp air and falling leaves, caramel apples, all the things that we love, and then a simple customization again with the last name. And then Brooke just came up with this cute one. It's like there's nothing quite like a fall day. The crisp air, pumpkins in the field, and playing in the leaves. A smile on your face can warm a chilly day. I just thought this was a beautiful print that would look great. I actually keep one of these in my kitchen. I have a little kind of plate stand, a little display stand, and I change out these 11 by 14s seasonally and put them in a little frame behind glass, and they look great to change out with the seasons, and I change them with my decor, and they're just a great, inexpensive option. Brooke also came up with this whole new set. These are just simple but adorable. There's 4 different ones in this case. There's ones for Halloween, eat, drink, and be scary, just autumn in general, Thanksgiving, gather here with grateful hearts, keep calm and gobble on, and of course, keep calm and scare on. So all fun. These are very simple to color change if you want to. You just use the color picker tool, which I will show you if you don't know what that is a little bit later on, but easy to change any of these background colors to fit your own decor. And there's also several options in there that need no customization at all. So I love these. These are great options, again, for hostess gifts or just gifts for friends if you're meeting girlfriends for a coffee. These are wonderful things to hand out and add to the ambience of your house for the season. These two are both by Brooke Mayer. Just gather together, give thanks, eat pie. You know, just a fun saying. It's kind of got the candy corn look to it with the color scheme. And then she did this other version here, which is fun, which is kind of fall festive colors. I really like this one, and we get asked a lot about how we change the letters, the colors of each letters, because in Studio, we don't operate with what's called rich text, whereas in other Word programs, you can change the colors of each letter or have some bold and some italic within the same text box. We can't do that in Studio, but there is a way around that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Studio and show you how to do that quick little trick. Let's see, I already have it open here in Studio. Let's open it up a little bigger here. All right, so I'm just going to go to this little tool here. It's zoomed to fit, so it makes it a little bigger, and then I can zoom in with my magnifying glass here. So if you will click on a letter, you will see that each letter is its own individual text box, if you will. You would just kind of double click and highlight it, and you can see just the R is in the box. So if you were going to change the colors, you could easily select each letter if you like the way it was and go choose any other color that you would like if you wanted to change it to a green or something. But if you're starting from scratch, the way you would do this is, okay, let's just go ahead and I'm going to just copy this one to start. So I just did a copy and a paste. So I have a G here. So let's move it maybe up so we can see it here. So I'm just going to type gather again, all caps, gather. And if you ever type a word and only one letter is showing, it means that it's a small text box here, and you just need to grab a corner and open it up. Just drag it to the side and open it so you can see all the letters here. So you can see it's just a perfect match over the top. So let's go in larger here. So let's say you created your first word, gather. Your next step is you're going to go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste Special, Paste in Place, which pastes an identical copy over the top. And this is where you can now, you've got two copies identical on top of each other. So you don't want to move it up or down. You want to leave it in the exact same location. And we're going to double click on it, highlight out the letters that we don't want. We're just going to keep the G, and we'll delete those. So now it's got a G. Let's change that to a different color so we can see it. Let's just do a bright pink, just so we know. So now you've got the G in the box, and all you want to do is go to the side here on the right-hand side, and you're just going to slide it over and position it right on top of the background G. So eventually we'll form all the letters this way, and then click on the final gather, the full word, and delete that off. So let's do another one. We're going to do an edit, copy, edit, paste special, paste in place, which pastes it exactly in place right on top of the other one. So now we only want the A. So we're going to double click, highlight the G, delete, and then highlight the THER, delete. So we're left with an A, and we will just slide the A over in place. And we can now choose a new color for that. We'll just go down and get the yellow. And just like that. So you guys see how I'm moving the letters in place? It's really easy. You just keep repeating the process with each of the letters to make it. So it's once you get the technique down, it starts going rather quickly. It's just the first couple of times of learning how to do it. But once you've got it, you've got it. So the other nice thing about this design is this one requires no customization. So a lot of times we have points that are expiring and we need to print something cute quick, but we don't have a lot of time to upload all the photos and do, a lot of customization. So there's a lot of great options for getting work done, quickly within minutes. So this is one of those great projects that I love. It takes no time at all to do because it doesn't have a lot of customization, but you can add customization if you like. One thing I like to do if I have a minute is you can do, let's take these off for now. let's go back to the original design. I would probably, if you go Control A, which is select all, it grabs all the pieces. And then I want to unlock, because I'm going to take these letters and I'm going to move them up a little bit so I can put my family name at the bottom. So I've selected all, but you'll notice the background is also selected. So if I hold down the Shift key and then click on the background, it will deselect that background. So you only have the text highlighted. And then you can just use your arrow keys on your keyboard and then just move it up a little bit. So just like that. So the background stayed in place, and I just moved the alphabet letters, if you will. And then if you'd like to add a family name, I would probably, let's add a text box. Let's add a text box here. I'm going to grab one, and I want to put the family name in a colored band or banner, if you will. So I'm going to just pull this open. I'm going to match the width here. I'm going to pull it all the way out so it matches. And then we'll just say, double click, highlight, and we'll just say the Smith family. And then I want to make that a little bigger. Let's just scale that up a bit. And then we can do fun things like add some letter space so it gets a little wider. And then let's do something different, which we don't usually do. Let's put this in a colored band. Instead of drawing a long rectangle and sticking a colored band behind it, let's change the text box itself and fill that with a color. To do that, we're going to go to Effects, and here with the fill color, we're going to grab the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to pick, maybe this nice green color here. So my eyedropper tool can choose any of these colors I want. So I'm going to grab the green, and then let's see, what color should we make the Smith family? We can make that. That's the background color. I want to go to change the text. I've got to go back to the tools in the font area, and I'm going to change the font to white. And if you notice, the Smith family, when you put it into the bar, is kind of shifted to the top. But what if I want that exactly centered within that bar? We are going to go to Margin right here in the tool box, Margin at the bottom, and it will slide it up or down. Can you guys see that moving up and down? So we're just going to move that there. Click, it's a little low now, so then I'm going to come back up, and that looks just about perfect. So with an easy step, you've added a nice customized feature right there. Did everybody get how I did that, or should I go back over something?
So far, it looks like everyone's good. Thanks for checking, Roxanne.
Great. All right. Well, we'll go back to our presentation, and we'll jump into the studio a little bit later. Okay. Let's see what's next. More fun 11 by 14 prints. We love Subway here, and we know you guys do too. That's why we've got a lot of different ones. So we kind of moved from our Thanksgiving fall ones into Halloween Subway fun now. We've got so many great ideas for you. Be sure to check the gallery, scroll through all the different Halloween options. This is actually a fun Subway kind of concept that you can actually write on with a dry erase pen. If you order the 11 by 14 print, go ahead and select the UV coating option. It's wonderful. You can actually write directly onto the print with that UV coating with a dry erase pen. So this is actually a Halloween countdown, which is fun because you can write directly on it and go all month with the kids, counting down the days until Halloween. The other option that works too is just to make a regular print, frame it, and all the frames usually come with glass. So the dry erase pen will also work on the glass, and you just write on the glass and then erase it and change it to the next day. So that's always a fun option for this kind of design, and there's also several designs in the template gallery that have that same write-on option. Our metal prints are also another product that you can write directly on with the dry erase pens. So several of these designs are also available in our metal prints as well. So this is another fun one. It's got all the Elm Street, Tombstone, Wizard's Walk, and down here on the last line is your street address. You'll actually fill in your street address and name here. So it'll be kind of a cute, fun thing to hang on your front door. Another great Subway print here. These two are by Brooke. Just fun, kind of fun colors and all the fun things that the kids will like to read. All right, so we're going to move away from our 11 by 14 prints and move into some fun scrap pages and other projects. We're going to start with the fall here. This is a set of scrap pages. It's a set that goes together as a template, and these are my first creation. I used Lisa Bernson's new digital art, was just released. She came out with her traditional paper lines, but it was also released in a digital version, so we have that to access as well. I think there was 9 kits released, and they're all smaller kits, but they all fit really well together. So this is kind of a mix of, I think, 5 different pieces from different kits. So, you know, play with her new anthology products, you know, mix and match them together. They're very fun. They're not necessarily all for fall, but these colors I thought just really played for a fresh take on fall, with kind of mixed with some of the oranges and the yellows. But it was a kind of a fun way to scrapbook here, a trip to the apple orchard. But it could be, you know, just fun family photos, you know, carving pumpkins, you know, a little place to journal. So this is a nice fun layout, and we're going to actually work on this one a little bit later. All right, we also have this new scrap page. There's a 12 by 12 scrap page, as well as an 8.5 by 11 scrap page, and a greeting card. So basically I designed this first 12 by 12 scrap page. I usually start with the scrap pages. They're just kind of easy to think in the square shape, and then I don't have to worry if I'm going to a storybook. It's too overwhelming sometimes, so I start with a single page or a single spread. Helps me get started on some other designs. But this one worked great with this kind of vertical layout. I was easily able to use our import page feature and drop it directly onto the smaller scrap page. I just had to remove the little outside edge here on the 12 by 12 and just kind of scoot the little heart and wood piece over so it fit perfectly. And then once you have this 8.5 by 11 piece, it fit perfectly onto a 4 by 6 greeting card and would translate easily into the 5 by 7 greeting card as well. So this is a fun kind of real traditional layout, lots of bits and pieces, but it's a great way to journal a little bit and have, you know, save your 2 favorite photos from a fun excursion. Oh, and as a side note too, this set is all in BASIC too. So everything you see here is available in BASIC. So I just went ahead and used that same import page feature to, this was a 4 by 6 card that I showed on the previous page. And this design was really fun because it worked in a vertical format with the word together vertically. Or once I did the import page, I actually just rotated the design and kind of flopped it over and made it into a horizontal or landscape version instead. Exact same design, just flipped over, and I just had to re-rotate the photos back so that they were in the correct position again. But this is a great collection. It's from pretty much all the pieces here are from this Family Almanac art collection. There's 2 kits. There's kind of the embellishment pieces, and then there's a separate paper pack. So I used all the different pieces to create this together design. Very fun and all in BASIC. All right, we've got some fun scrap pages for Halloween. I absolutely loved this new collection. This collection is called Funkin' Pumpkin. It's very fun. It's got a lot of great papers, fun embellishments. So I use kind of the grid system that I found really easy to work with. And it's just, you dropped in the great pictures of the kids in their Halloween costumes. And it's got all these wonderful kind of pre-made cards, so you don't actually even have to build it yourself to put all the pieces together. These are already pre-made just as you see them here. So these are all in order. Just the little pieces I added. It has fun confetti and ribbons. And, you know, sometimes we like to keep the shapes within the squares or within the grids, but I found lately it's kind of fun to bring your pieces out and over the grids and add a little drop shadow. It adds a lot of dimension to your scrap pages. Very fun to work with. And here's the little Funkin' Pumpkin collection that I was telling you about. Lots of fun pieces to play with, and a great color palette too for fall or for Halloween. Out of this collection came those previous 2 scrap pages as well as several cards. Here's a cute little Halloween card. And a lot of us say, well, Halloween cards are going to be too late to send out because your child's only dressing up for Halloween. I actually always have mine try on their costumes well ahead of time, so we go, you know, several weeks ahead, get our costume, and I have a little trial run. So we dress them up and go ahead and shoot some pictures at that time. So you can either go ahead and send out cards or get to scrapping right away. The other option is to use a card from a previous year of a picture from a previous year. They're still cute no matter which year it is. So a couple great options for a 4x6 greeting card, and this is another 4x6 greeting card as well. Really cute. All right, and here's kind of a picture layout. I actually have some bookcases in my grand room that I like to clear out from the books during special holidays and kind of do a montage of different products. We've got a metal print here, an 11x14. So I put a whole bunch of different products together and then make a great little setup in the bookcase or on a mantle. And you guys, we do a lot of sneak peeks with you guys here on class. So this is actually a photo that is taken and will be in the upcoming new idea book that's coming out. So you guys are the first people to see some of these photo setups. So it's coming soon, but I couldn't resist showing off this nice collage of all the new products. All right, if you guys had joined me last year at this time, we had just come up with there was a new art collection out, which was with these fun labels and this color palette for Halloween. This is available in the template gallery, and I did a mock-up last year on how the bottles would look. So basically it's a 12x12 scrap page, and you're just going to hand cut out the little labels and adhere it directly to the beverage bottles. It's great for a party at your home or maybe in the kids' classroom. They all have different fun sayings. It's got the whole set has coordinated party invitations and lots of different candy wrappers. So these labels last year were really, really popular. So I wanted to show you guys them again in case you're new and you didn't see these last year. So you can go ahead and search the template gallery. You can always type in the numbers here, template ID numbers, or you can just keyword search Halloween and drink, and it should pull these right up. So these are really fun. And on that note, I was inspired this year to create a whole new set. So this is using that same Funkin' Pumpkin art collection here, but I kind of designed our own kind of beverage labels, and that collection is all in basic, so I kept this design in basic as well. So these could easily be drink labels, as you can see here, or they could be gift tags if you want, or hang off of your favorite treat or candy bar. I would just punch a little hole in the top here. I would just hand cut these out, punch a little hole in the top, and then tie a little string or ribbon on them and tie them to a little bag of goodies, or stick it on the front like a little label. So they're real versatile. So you've got two different pages here. You can mix and match, or you can, if you don't care for one design, you can delete it out and just duplicate the page so that you have more of the same labels that you like the best. So very fun new art collection to play with. And our address labels have been so fun as candy wrappers. We've done a ton of them. Last year's class, we highlighted Halloween candy. So if you want to go back and watch last year's class, I would recommend that. We've got tons of candy wrappers and Kit Kat wrappers and all sorts of different things. So this year we kind of highlighted a whole bunch of different things. So these are kind of new out this year using that Funkin' Pumpkin art collection. It's kind of a tongue twister to say. But these are our ever popular Hershey Nuggets candies. They're small. They're probably about an inch wide, and they come in these party bag packs. So they're plenty, and these are just the address labels, kind of turn on their side, and you'll leave the little wrapper on the chocolate, and then the address labels come off. They're sticky on the back when you pull them off their backing, and you'll just stick the center design right in the middle here, and then wrap around to the back, and the edges, the top and the bottom, meet perfectly on the back. They're the exact perfect size. They're very address labels actually fit perfectly on one of the Hershey's milk chocolate bars. They're the 4.9 ounce snack size chocolate bars. So they come in smaller packs. I think they're packs of 10 are in the snack size ones, or I think you probably for Halloween you can buy the bigger bags. So they're not the big Hershey bars, but they're like the smaller snack size ones. So think address label size, and these are a perfect fit. And I'm sure there's other small snack-sized candy bars out there too that these labels will fit on. So fun and easy. You can put it on one side or you can put it on both. Perfect for the kids to hand out at Halloween or give to friends as little treats. All right, more chocolate wrappers. We all love chocolate. So these are actually made out of 12 by 12 scrap pages, but they are meant to be wrapped around the larger 1.55 ounce full-size chocolate bars. So they're kind of not the giant 1 pound ones, but kind of the medium-sized one. I think they're about 6 inches long. So with these 12 by 12 scrap pages, we split them up with 4 up. And you can customize as you want, and then you'll just cut them out. And these wrap vertically, so the front panel, of course, will go here, and then the paper will just wrap to the back, and you can seal it with double-side tape. Works great. So a nice set of 4, once again, perfect for handing out at classrooms, or if you're inclined to give out like nice big candy bars at your front door, then these would be great too. And using that same template, I use a lot of my own templates again and again because they're easy to customize. This just uses a different set of papers, and it goes, it's still from the Pumpkin line, but this is more for a Halloween party favor so that you send everybody home with a little favor. So these basically say, you know, the Smith family Halloween party, thanks for enjoying a haunting evening with us, and then sign from your name. So these are kind of go home party favors, if you will. And this one actually has a coordinating party invitation as well. So it's kind of fun. You can carry your theme for the Halloween party throughout. And Brooke has designed this clever home decor banner. This is adorable, using the same line. So all these products I just showed you for Halloween all coordinate together because they all use the same paper to bring them all together. So this would be a great home decor banner for if you're having a Halloween party or just to spruce up your house to hang on the mantle. It would be really cute. So it comes with, you'll open up the 12 by 12 scrap pages, the template, and there'll be 3 pages in there. So you'll publish these, no customization needed unless you would like to add, you know, your own little family name here or a little spider or whatever you'd like. And then you'll just cut these out when you get them back. And then this one just has a little string running through it. You just punch holes in the side here, and then you just string them together. It's a great mantle hanging piece, really adorable. And she also did one more adorable banner. I love this one, the little candy corn one. So you could hang this either as she's shown here in the sample, like hanging together, Happy Halloween, if you have a nice big wall to hang it on. Or you could hang the Happy here, and then the Halloween, since it's bigger, actually can wrap down and do a second layer for kind of a stacked version of the banner. But I love this kind of caramel corn, or not caramel corn, the candy corn looking little triangles. So once again, it's just the 3 sheets will come in the template, and they're 12 by 12 scrap pages. So really fun and cute. So I hope you guys are getting lots of great ideas for Halloween. It's kind of one of our favorite holidays because we can go kind of crazy with all the candy wrappers and the fun home decor. All right, Stacy, do you want to give away another batch of points before we go into studio and play a bit more?
I sure do, and then I might have to take a break and go get some chocolate because I'm getting mighty chocolate after watching all these slides. Okay, we're going to give away 25 points to Lynn Dieters. Lynn Dieters, thanks for coming to class tonight. And Roxanne, let's see what we're going to work on now. Okay, so let's go into studio. Oops, let's go back. Let me escape out of here and go back into my studio account. And we're going to play with these scrap pages I showed you earlier. It's a nice set, and it's using Lisa Bernson's line. We're going to convert that over. If you like the template, but you want a different set of art, it's really easy to take a template that you like the layout of and the number of photos and completely change it to a different set of art. So let's go in there and play and see what we can come up with. So we're going to go ahead and open that one up. It usually takes a minute here to kind of load in all the project details. Great, there we have it here. So when you open up the template, it will show up just like this. It'll open up,
And you'll have all these design guides, these little text boxes around the edges. If you are new, you should definitely go through and read them all. It gives you tips. It explains what the crop marks are and our little safe zones are. But once you've learned what the features all mean, I go over here to the upper right-hand side. It says Design Guide here. I just click on that, and it hides all those text boxes because you don't really need those after you understand everything. Then the other thing I like to do is you have a text box here, and you will notice if I click on anything, this text or the toolbar pops up. We have a toolbox and a toolbar. They both do the same things, just slightly in a different way. You'll learn which one you're more comfortable working with. I usually hide one or the other, so I like to work with the toolbox. So up here under View, I'm going to go down to Toolbar, and I'm going to deselect that, which is turned it off so that it's not in my way when I'm working. But if you ever want that back on, you just go to View again and turn back on the toolbar. So there it is. Okay, so let's see. The first thing I want to do is I want to see which pictures I want to work with. So I'm going to go down to, actually I want to show you this too. If you're looking for your pictures and you can't see, you know, they're usually across the bottom, but sometimes it gets hidden. My color scheme is going to be. So I want to make sure that they have the photos in first so I know what I'm looking for. So that one didn't fit right, so I'm going to try a different one that fits better. Let's do a vertical one here. Scroll down a little bit. So you're constantly kind of using the tools on the side here, the sidebar, to go up and down. And then I slide them left and right here too to get it into the perfect view, so don't be afraid to use those. And then I need one more picture here. I'll drop it in there. We're going to go to our toolbox and say Adjust. The Adjust key allows you to slide. I'm kind of clicking on the photo, holding down and dragging. So you can see my photo moving across. So I kind of center it a little better. And then you can also scale it up a little bit. So I want it a little bigger, move it around. You can also rotate it here, but I mainly use it for kind of the scale and then to adjust the positioning of the photos. And then once you have it where it is, you just say Done. And it's kind of captured it right where you want it. All right, so where to start? I've dropped my photos in. These photos actually look pretty good with this color scheme too. So you could just do this and be done if you wanted to, or move on to page 2. But let's completely change it up. So let's see here. I am going to open up an art collection, and there's a brand new art collection that I haven't played with yet at all. So let's go see what we can come up with. This is Indian Summer Elements. We're going to take a quick view and see what there is. I kind of like it can be fall colors if you want. That's kind of a fresh take on fall. So I love the watercolor effects. I love the little washi tapes, fun pieces. I usually check out the collection first, make sure that there's papers and elements that I'd like to use. Lots of different options in this one, Indian Summer, and then some fun headlines too. So let's drop in a background. So to change your background, I like backgrounds that are a little more subtle. Big patterns can often be distracting. So let's try a big pattern first. So if I want to change the background, I go ahead and select or click on the background. Then let's try something really busy. Let's try this banner here. Although paper is cute, it might be too busy for this design. So I'm going to drag it up and drop it directly inside of this red kind of rectangle square box here. So drop art here to swap. And when I do that, it drops it directly into the background. So you can see it, paper perfectly placed already. But like I said, with this design, because it has a lot of different little grids and squares, it's probably too busy. So let's go back to our art collection. Subtle. Let's just try maybe this blue wood here. Perfect. So we'll start with that for our background. And two, sometimes if a pattern is too strong, but I like how it's looking, you can actually make the pattern or the paper a little bit more subtle. A trick that I use to do that is I'll select the paper, and then I'll go to Effect, and then I want to add some fill color to it to kind of, instead of being so much contrast with the real dark seams here, I want to make it a little less contrast so it doesn't interfere with my pictures and embellishments. I'm going to add a fill color to the top. So let's go to our little eyedropper tool, and I'm going to select maybe a blue color here because the background wood was blue, so I can grab it from the button or anywhere else that I like. So now it's got 100% fill on it, which is solid, opaque, 100% color. So in order to see that background color paper coming through, you need to back off or lower the number on the fill color so you guys can see it coming through. So as I go up, it fills it more, and then I can back off. So I like it to keep it subtle. I want to know it's kind of wood slats back there, but I want it to be not interfering with my foreground. So here, I kind of, anywhere kind of in here is perfect. So nice, subtle background. It's still there, but it color tints it a little bit, but drops the intensity of it. So it's a great trick that I love to use quite a bit. All right, so let's see what else we have in our art collections. So here's where I love this little grid design because it's got so many fun little squares. This is your opportunity to use lots of different fun papers. So we can just drop in a whole bunch of different little ones. Let's use these little squares. Just try some fun papers. So I'm just going around and clicking on all the different little random squares, and then I'm just dragging and dropping directly into the squares. So that just takes a minute, and you will have gone through all the different ones. Drop in that one. And let's do one more here. Let's see what else we have. Maybe another pink. All right. So if you'll notice, a lot of those papers had fun patterns on it, but when they drop into these tiny squares, they're really hard to tell what the pattern is. So what I like to do is just how we adjusted the photo, we could adjust the scale of the photo. We can also adjust the scale of the paper. So we're going to go to Toolbox, Tools, Adjust, and just like we did the photo, we're just going to scale it up a bit. So here's how we make fun, bigger polka dots. Done. And then we're going to adjust and scale it up a little bit. Say done. This one you can hardly tell what it is. So we're going to adjust, scale it up, and it's either polka dots or a checkerboard pattern. Same thing here, adjust, a nice little gingham look, and maybe that one's just fine. So I've kind of created this fun, you really want to see the patterns in the paper, so just go ahead and adjust them and scale them up in size. All right, so back to our art collections. Let's see, we have a nice headline here. Let's go down and see what fun pieces we have. I love this kind of watercolor effect. It's hard to read sometimes when they're small, so go ahead and click on it once, and it will bring it open bigger, so always and forever, and then you just click back on the screen anywhere, and it will put it back in its place. You and me, living the good life. Let's just do this Hello Sunshine one. So once it drops on, it's either sometimes too small or too big, so you need to grab the corner of it, and you just stretch it out a little bit. See, I'm making it smaller and bigger just by dragging the corner. And then we'll go ahead and just click on an element, unlock, and then hit the delete key on your keyboard. So click on your element, unlock, and delete. And then we can just bring this up to here. Maybe we'll get rid of this flower here. So this is kind of Hello Sunshine. Maybe a little bigger so it overlaps a little bit into the photos. I kind of like it when they're interacting and playing together. And then here, there's actually a blue box here. So you got to look really close sometimes because things do get hidden. So if you're ever not quite sure, go ahead and scale up or zoom in bigger so you can really tell what you're working on. So let's drop a different paper in here back to our art collection. And let's do maybe, oh, here's a fun little chevron. Perfect. Let's see how that looks. Great. So we have a new little headline positioned here. Fun. And all you do is you do the same thing. You're just going to swap out, you know, have fun with all these different embellishments. Let's see what we have here. Going through, yeah, any of these buttons. Circles swap perfectly into other circle positions, so we can just drag and drop. Replace that there. Let's see if there's another button here. Let's choose another fun button. Let's do maybe this one. And you can also, like, if apple picking, you weren't apple picking, it was just fun fall photos, we can do things like you can either unlock the apple and delete it, or if you want to replace this, you can do the same thing, unlock it and then delete it on your keyboard, or you can actually drag this up and replace that element. So, but it'll stay in the same size embellishment box as the one before. So if you see this one here, it's actually cut off. So if you ever drag and drop place, what you want to do if it's cut off, you're going to go back over to your toolbox and you're going to unlock it. When you unlock it, it gives you the ability to crop it or remove the crop. So we want to remove the crop. So it opens up to be the new elements little box that it's in. So here, if you notice, this flower actually has a little orange border on it. Orange, any color, most of them have green on it. Like if I unlock this one, you'll see a green edge. This one will be a green edge. We want all of our embellishments, photos, papers to have a green edge around it. Green means safe. It's good. It's green. It means go. You're okay to print. The resolution will be beautiful. When you start stretching an element too much, here, let's bring this one down to green. See, it's green. This is great optimal printing quality. As you start stretching something, you see how it turns to yellow to red. We don't recommend printing anything on any of our paper products in the orange or the red zone. That orange to red will work on canvases because it's a different texture substrate that's printed on. There's a texture to that canvas. But on any of our paper products, we want you to try to stay in the green if at all possible. So you just need to size down your element a little bit if it drops in the yellow or the orange. And then I would just kind of add a couple of these fun little flowers here. I'm just dragging them up onto here, which is perfect. So we'll just add some. And if you'll notice, this one has a drop shadow on it. For effects, you see a drop shadow. 2, 45, and 75 are kind of our default settings, and that really works well with most things. So we like to keep that drop shadow for the most part. So if you notice, the new elements I put on have no drop shadow. So what we want to do, if we really like this one, we can actually say drop shadow, we can click it on, and it will give those exact things. But if you have changed the settings on this at all and said, let's go to 95 so you can see the difference. It's kind of this harder shadow here. And if you like that shadow, instead of having to manually type that in every time, you can select the embellishment that you like, the technique on it that you've used. So you can go up here to Edit, Copy, and then you'll move to the second one and say Edit, Paste Special, Paste Format. So it'll paste the exact same format as this one. You can see that kind of harsh shadow is on it. And then you can do the same thing, Edit, Paste Special, Paste Format, and it on that one as well. So how's everybody doing? Are you keeping up with me? I know I move awful fast.
So far, everyone looks good. I'm not seeing any questions coming up, so you're doing great.
Great. Well, actually, I'm loving the way this one's looking already with the kind of the colors and the kind of pastels. It's really pretty already. So we haven't changed all that much or spent that much time on it. So let's see what else we can do. So let's unlock the boxes and delete them. Let's see what other fun art pieces. It's great because Studio is really an artist studio. I mean, you can play. I mean, it's your palette and all the bits and pieces. And I mean, I could just spend hours playing with all the beautiful art collections that we have, and just your design will evolve from where you start to where you finish. I mean, just let your creativity flow, and use that. We can all use that creative time. It's really good for us. Let's see. I'm just pulling up some fun little pieces of tape. I love washi tape. Washi tape has this great transparency to it in most of the cases. So you can see here, you can see right through it, which is great for kind of overlapping things. So it looks like actual little pieces of tape. So they are really fun to play with. So they don't even need drop shadows. You can add a little one if you want to, but it adds the shadow behind the transparency as well, so it gets a little dark sometimes. I'll show you. I'll look here at the little piece of tape, the purple one, and I'm going to add a drop shadow. So sometimes it gets dark and it really loses its transparency. So on the washi tapes, I like to leave the drop shadows off of them and just kind of let the tape kind of show through, which is fun. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, we don't want that piece of tape on him. Let's move that over here, and then we can drag a corner and make it bigger. See, it's already changing our design. It looks completely different than the original. Here's the second page of it. So you can see kind of where we started. There to there. Completely different, and yet it's the exact same template. So, I mean, you guys are welcome to create from scratch if you like, but there's so many great, beautiful template designs. It's just so much easier to be able to just drag and drop in your elements and have them positioned nicely in a grid already, or the photos nice and cropped. It's a great way to work. So let's see what else we've got for more pieces.
Hey, Roxanne, we have a question.
Yeah.
A question.
Absolutely.
This gal's saying when she wants to swap out photos, sometimes she doesn't see the photo box, doesn't appear. So how can you exchange the photos without seeing that photo box?
The drag to drop box, or?
Yeah, I believe it's the drag to drop box. So can you just walk through how you swap those photos out?
Sure. If you are not seeing this drop to swap box here, let's do this for it. If a photo is unlocked, okay, here's the trick, is it locked, unlocked? So if I click on this photo and want to try to swap it, here, we'll see what happens. Let's go down to photo, and I'm trying to drag this one up. See, no matter how much I drag across it, I'm not getting the little drop to swap box. That's because it's in the unlocked position, and you can tell that by having the green outer bar around it, the little rubber band around the outside is green. That means it's unlocked. If I go back to my toolbox and lock it, that's when you get this drop photo here to swap box. So then I can easily go in and drop it this way, just like that. But if it's unlocked, I'm not going to get that drop to swap. But if for some reason you cannot get the drop to swap box to show up and you think you've got it locked, there is another trick to that. So let's go back to that family photo. So what you want to do is you want to click on your photo, and the trick works for embellishments, papers, and photos as well. If you hold down the control key, so have your photo selected, then select the control key on your keyboard, grab your photo from down below, and then you can just drop this photo anywhere, and it will replace it. So your key is that control key. So let's drop again. So I'm holding down the control key, dragging it up, anywhere will fit. So a lot of times, this is actually the quick version. I use this quite a bit if I'm working quickly and everything's not locked in place. If I have edits, let's say we're going to unlock all in project, so every piece is unlocked. I don't work this way very often. I like all my pieces fixed and locked so I don't bump them. But it's really easy this way. You can just drag out photos and just swap them all out real easy. I'm just holding the control key. It's just a real fast and easy method, and I don't have to go looking for the little red box in the center to drop exactly. So I hope that answered your question. So use that control key. Yep.
Yep, that was perfect. That's exactly what she's looking for. And we have another question, too.
Sure.
Would you mind walking through how you added the fill color over the background paper and adjusted the fill on that to do that?
Yep. Let's try it with a different paper. Okay, I'm going to turn off the fill on here. So I'm sliding the fill back to 0. So here was my original paper. Let's go ahead and I'm going to lock everything back in place. So it's Edit, Lock, Lock All in Project. So let's try something completely different. Let's try this orange paper here with the little arrows on it. So if you're not finding, there's a little drop here to swap thing. I was kind of searching around for it and it eventually pops up. But if you're having trouble again, hold that control key and then you can drop it anywhere in that paper. So now we've got the orange paper, and I really love the little orange paper with the arrows, but it's just too busy. So I want to tone down my paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the paper. So I've grabbed the background here, and then we're going to go over here to the fill color. Right now your fill color is set to 0, so that's the natural state of the paper. If I go to the little color box here, this is the blue left over from before, you've got to click right on that little triangle arrow there, and it brings up this random box here of colors, which usually aren't very pretty, so I don't use these. I like to grab colors directly out of my color palette here. So that background paper was orange. So I like to, if I'm working with an orange paper, I like to do an orange fill over the top. I'm not going to get too fancy and try to put a purple fill on an orange paper. You want to stay in the same tonal range, if you will. So let's find a nice kind of orangey color that might work. Let's try that. So now once you select a fill color, it automatically fills it to 100%. So the color, the eyedropper that I picked from the tree, filled this paper 100% solid. So I want to go back over here to my toolbox, fill color, and you can either use these little arrow tools here, the up and down. I can scroll it that way, or I can use this little bar and kind of move it up and down. See how it's like 0, and as I move it higher and higher and higher, it fills it solid. So then you get a real subtle arrow paper in the background. So it works great. It's too much with busy backgrounds and bright patterns. I love all the patterns, but they become too strong. So this is a great way just to tone it down and still let there be a subtle kind of tone-on-tone paper in the background.
That was perfect.
Great. All right, I think we're just about running out of time. We've got a few, like 7 minutes left. I've got a couple more brand new things to show off if everybody's ready, or I'll wait for a minute to see if there's any last questions.
There was one last question. Is it possible to make the Hello Sunshine darker?
Yes, I know a trick for that too. All right, let's see. One way you can do that, there's kind of a couple different ways. You kind of have to just play in studio sometimes. You can take that same fill color that we use for this background technique. You can actually fill a little bit. See, it's black, it defaults to black. So if you slide your fill color up, see it's getting a little darker. Can everybody see I'm adding a little bit of black to it? But sometimes the black, it kind of dingies up the color, if you will. So you don't want to do black all the time. One trick, though, is if you do an edit, copy, edit, paste special, paste in place, it pops another one right on top. So since that hello is transparent, it's putting another one on top. You're seeing a little brighter color from behind. Do it again. So we can do the same thing again. We did the copy already. Paste in place. It puts another one on top. So like it looks a little brighter. It looks subtle, but let me try to delete them and see if you can see if it's getting lighter. See, it was lighter. Oops. And let's do a copy and then paste special, paste in place, and it's getting a little darker. So the more layers I add, it does get a little darker. But so you can do that trick, paste special, paste in place, or just add a little tiny bit of black, or you might want to change it, let's say, maybe a purple color or something. Just find a color that's pleasing that kind of goes with the colors, and then just add a little bit or a little hint of the fill color to it, and that'll help darken it up just a little bit. But this piece of artwork was built to be transparency, so that's why you're never going to get a solid, real vivid, 100% color on these effects. Great. Any last questions?
Nope, that was great too. Thank you.
Oh, okay, well, let's go back into the PowerPoint presentation and see another sneak peek. Let's see what we've got here. All right. Go back over here. We want to do slideshow from current slide. All right, so this is a new set of art and templates that will be released on October 1st. But since it was fall and we were already working, we got it done early, so we wanted to give you guys the first look at this new collection. All right, so this is called, I know this is little because it's a little sneak peek here, but this is called Gather Together, and it's got a whole bunch of fun Thanksgiving fall-themed papers. They were adorable, lots of fun patterns. It's got lots of great embellishments, and it also has kind of the pre-made journaling cards, if you will. So a lot of these cards are already put together. Page feature. I talk about it all the time, and I show it on most classes. If you guys don't know what the import page feature is, I highly recommend that you go into, let me go over here real quick. When you're in Studio or on the Heritage Makers website, you'll see this little Need Help button, this little green tab at the side. Click on that. We've got this huge knowledge base of things, and you can just type in anything you want. Let's just say import page. Hit the return. Oh, that did not pull that up today. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Let's see here. There it is. So you can type in different keywords and it'll pull up different articles. So this will, sometimes there's videos, sometimes there's blog articles that help you with different features as you hear about them or want to learn about them. So import page is wonderful because you can do one design and then you can import it onto different cards. This is a nice fun wrapped canvas. Convert it into a greeting card, and then my favorite part of all, I love these square flip books. So this is coming. These square flip books are really popular. They're great. We have several Thanksgiving ones. You can actually print them ahead of time if you want to, with all the guests that are coming or all your family members' names. This one, there's a text box here for if you just want to collect verbally and write down when people are there what they're thankful for as a family or as an individual, and you can go back and make a book later. Or what I would probably do is I would print it out with all my family members' pictures that are coming, but I would go ahead and leave this copy out so that when they're there for Thanksgiving, I would have each of the family members go ahead and handwrite in this little section here what they're thankful for. So that way it's kind of like a hybrid design. You've actually have a digital design that you produce, but you actually have their handwriting captured as well. So it's a great little memento or keepsake of their actual handwriting at the time. I mean, they may be only 4 years old or they may be 84. So it'd be kind of fun time to capture all the different things that we're thankful for. All right, I think I've got one last photo here. So here's another sneak peek of what is coming in the new idea book. This is a great kind of Thanksgiving fall layout, a little collage of lots of different templates that are available in the template gallery. So if I didn't show you one of these tonight, they are all in the template gallery. Just, keyword search, Thanksgiving, fall, autumn, kind of all the broad categories, and you'll see hundreds of different designs to choose from. All right, Stacy, I think it's that time.
That was amazing. I'm so excited for fall and Halloween, and I'm just want to go create now. So many fun things.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate all the time you put into the projects and sharing ideas. It's absolutely wonderful. So thank you so much, Roxanne. We appreciate
Sure,
that.
my pleasure. And no, I love being here with you guys.
Well, we appreciate you sacrificing your evening for us. So we're going to give away some final points, and they're going to go to Judy Jensen. Judy Jensen will get 25 points, and it looks like we don't have any final questions, so I think we are good. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight, and we will see you on October 15th for a date to remember. Are we going on dates, Roxanne?
No, we're actually talking about calendars. So you'll want to be there to learn about calendars. It is the season. I think calendars might be on our special next month, too. So you'll have to be there and check it out.
They are.
Wonderful.
So that will be a fun class. So everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and have fun creating your fall festivities that you're going to put around your house and celebrate the season. And we will see you again on Thursday, October 15th. Good night.
Good night, everyone.